It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo. My ego don't come, yo. Politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego die the politico, yo. My ego don't come, yo. This one not they off in mind, yo. My ego don't come, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, yo. My yegun don't come, yo. My people make you shout, yo. My yegun don't come, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this man not the off in mind, my ego don't come, aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one, my ego, you go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we laugh, yo.
Hello, the brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Thank you very much for joining me. So after reading the caption of the broadcast, usual, right? Read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Tell them to join us. Mayegun is live, and we are starting from Jos this evening. So 3 days ago, there is this report of armed terrorists that invaded the community in just north. So the community called Angwan Rukuba, where over 40 people were killed. The assailants have not really been caught. They are very much in the wind, maybe not in the wind, but very much looking around. So among those who showed up to empathize and sympathize with the victims of these killings in this community a few days ago. People were advised to defend themselves, protect yourselves, defend yourselves against these marauders. Do not always wait to be victims before you seek help. And I think they took that too out of context. Today in Jos, that same area, there were reports of these random attacks being organized by some Muslim thugs. And in the process of attacking, targeting Christians in context, right, they ended up also attacking other Muslims too. So the entire chaos that no one can really tell what really started it. Some said a woman was killed with a message attached to her chest, a message to the Christians in this community where the terrorists initially attacked, right? That they warned them that they will kill all of them one by one, right? And nobody's going to come to help them. Others said that, no, it was just this random attack on an innocent man that was just kind of like going to his own place of work. It was attacked, and that spread so fast that it nearly led to religious sort of like a clash or so. We don't have the number of people killed today, but others are saying it's between 3 and 5 people killed. Soldiers were deployed to the place, right, to go and calm things, and they themselves also participated in the anarchy, where innocent people were shot, not by the terrorists or the other, Islamists who are causing the chaos, but rather the Nigerian soldiers as usual. So I have this compilation. I'm going to actually start from the statewide broadcast that their governor gave them yesterday, appealing to them to calm, kind of like appealing for a calm, but somehow things got out of hand today. Right now, they have declared, I think, 48 hours a curfew where everybody just needs to stay at home. Let's start with this.
Beloved people of Plateau State, it is with a heavy heart and profound sorrow that I address you today, not only as your governor, but as your son and brother who shares in your anguish following the tragic security incident in Angwan Rukuba, Jos North local government area, which occurred on Sunday, 29 March 2026. This unfortunate event led to the loss of 28 innocent lives and left many others injured. I feel deeply the weight of the pain inflicted on our people. The victims were law-abiding citizens going about their normal activities when the enemies of peace unleashed this senseless attack at about 7:30 p.m. As a government, we share deeply in the grief of the bereaved families and pray that the Almighty God grants them and the state the strength, comfort, and grace to bear this painful loss. Despite this breach of security, I want to assure you that Plateau State will not succumb to fear or intimidation. We shall emerge stronger, united, and resolute in our faith and commitment to peace. We must deploy every available resource to defend our people, protect lives and property, and safeguard the territorial integrity of our state. Plateau shall remain strong and peaceful. Following the incident, the government took swift and decisive measures to restore order and prevent further escalation. In collaboration with security agencies, a 48-hour curfew was imposed on Jos North local government area, effective from midnight on Sunday, 29 March to 1st April 2026. This measure allows security operatives to carry out thorough operations and ensure the safety of all residents. The curfew will be reviewed periodically to allow citizens return to normal life. I personally visited the scene of the unfortunate incident along security chiefs to assess the situation and evaluate the extent of damage to lives and property. This visit has provided critical insights into strengthening our preventive measures against future occurrences. Furthermore, I visited victims receiving treatment at the Jos University Teaching Hospital. I'm encouraged by reports that most are in stable condition. I wish to assure all affected families that the Plateau State Government will take full responsibility for the medical expenses of the injured. Rest assured, we stand firmly with you and shall continue to provide the necessary support. The government will also engage closely with the families of the deceased, community leaders and stakeholders to ensure dignified burials for the victims as well as provide support for their dependents. I'm pleased to inform you that security agencies have apprehended a suspect who had earlier issued threats against the peace of our state. We are committed to ensuring that all those involved in this heinous act are swiftly brought to justice and prosecuted accordingly. This time, we shall pursue the cause of justice to its logical conclusion to ensure closure for the victims, their families, and most importantly, the generality of the peace-loving people of Plateau State. At this juncture, I commend the community leaders, youth, and residents of Angwan Rukuba, as well as the wider Plateau populace, for their restraint and refusal to retaliate, even in the face of provocation. Your maturity and commitment to peace are deeply appreciated. I urge all citizens to remain vigilant and to promptly report any suspicious movements or activities to the appropriate security agencies for swift action, as security is a collective responsibility. Let me.
He has no job.
It's all just talk. So let me give you a bit of context to all of this, all right? In Plateau State, before this incident, right, they have had these exchanges between the Christians and the Muslims. I'm talking about, the residents of these communities, based on the attacks, these incessant attacks. So you've had the young people who are mostly from the affected communities, Christian communities, who have been very much, right, gathered themselves and prepared to take out their own revenge on the nearby, what do you call it, the Fulanis or the Hausas or other tribes that are not theirs. So this kind of like goes on in the background. People send different kind of threats to themselves in the Plateau. However, those who have been able to really carry out their threat many of the times have always been the armed Fulani terrorists. And the locals continue to kind of like accuse the other local Fulanis of aiding and abetting the attackers, because whenever they are attacked, the other Fulani communities nearer to them are never really touched. So this sentiment is kind of like there. And anger, every day that they are every day they are burying their loved ones killed by these murderous terrorists, right? The anger, the rage builds enough that there's that tension within that state. But the state government, this guy just spoke just there, right? Their governor is also among those, after he joined APC, what he promised his people was that getting closer to the center will provide even more kind of like security for them in the Plateau. So he therefore adopted the APC policy, the policy of Operation Safe Corridor, repentant terrorists. So Plateau State also set aside money. Just immediately after this guy joined the APC, he set up fund, grew up in a committee that they call on, to start looking into how to rehabilitate repentant terrorists. Meaning, if you are a wanted terrorist in Plateau State, known, because most of the people have always said that they actually know these attackers, they know them, and they understand, they know where they come from. The only thing that is preventing them from going after them mostly is because whenever they are planning to actually go after them, that will be the time the military will show up. And not only that, they will be like cracking down on them, they will be arresting so many of them. And sometimes they actually accuse them of being the instigators for wanting to go after the terrorists who, after attacking the communities, they move straight to the back of the EUs, or those EUs in the Plateau. So the Plateau state government is trying to placate them, right, by offering them money, like other APC states in northern Nigeria. So the funding of terrorism is not just the ransom they collect from their victims, all right? It is also the willingness of the supposed authority, their willingness to participate in that trade, terrorism trade, by buying peace from the armed terror rather than, prosecuting them. So this morning, when they started attacking random people, the news spread so fast. In fact, they have communities like the Nasarawa Gwom, Farin Gada. You have the Terminus, or is it called Terminus, right? Then, of course, Angwan Rukuba. I have all these short clips of the pandemonium that got across the state before the soldiers finally took control of the entire situation, not without shooting at the same people they were meant to go and protect. Watch this collection of clips from Jos today.
Cooking Church Nasarawa. The church was attacked this morning. Gunshots, stones, and just name it. Check out the windows that Ayman. Please, mene kadan ba mu details mene ya faru please.
Ka dan tuba daga can already tun daga nan wurin nan mun fara. Muna tura mota ne ma nan wurin nan. Kawai mun fara jin Allahu Akbar. Daga can mun fita mun ga kama abin da wasa ne. Kamin mu ankara kawai shikenan harbi. Sun riga sun fara wai su bara su iya shiga can ba, mu ma bara mu shiga cikin nan ba. Kawai sai suka da kyar na escape na shiga nan wurin nan. Ina shiga church na kulle gate. Kamin nan ankara shine ka kawai nan destroying din da ka gani. A kai na gaba daya. Gaba daya ga gate. Gate ya riga lankwashe gaba daya ko. Kamin nan zo na kama nawa da gani mun sa fara. Kai fije fili su an wurin. Allah ne kawai da muke. We are only few. Mun fa ne kawai a cikin nan wurin nan. In ba Allah ne taimaka mun rufe nan wurin nan ba ina ga da ya riga ya zama wani abu da. Gaba ɗaya ne da tocin ya riga ya zama sun ga sun shiga yanzu ga ke ya riga ya wuce boye na riga wannan kamun mun kira an riga police nan wurin babu da sun yi babu ne gaba ɗaya kawai anan wurin da tap.
I hope you've heard from the source what's happened. May God help us. Enough is enough, people of God.
Anybody where they go town, just they careful. Things they go south, things they go south. Just try they careful. Just try they careful. Try they careful. May nobody come out for us. They go anywhere like this. If you want come out, reach Terminus, just forget about them today. Just try stay for us. So,
hana su mana hana su bocho ba sa jin bari za a yi kisa ana fara kina gani ba kin gani ko ki sama ya harba bocho ba sa jin bari to gani kin gani ba sa jin bari bocho ba sa ji Guru Rukuba, this is what I know.
Currently, the police and the soldiers are around here, and then there's Ranko around here. This is Farin Gada roundabout.
and the youth wants to chanting we no go gree. This is Farin Gada Harris. And they've been chanting we no go gree to the soldiers. And there has been gunshot by the security personnel earlier, and from the look of things there will be another gunshot to dispatch the youth currently.
Be there for your back.
We shall always fight for right.
Lockdown alert.
Tell those people to disperse from the vehicle. Tell them to disperse. Tell them to leave the vehicle.
On the officer. Those people.
Nasarawa. So for you to also understand it better, right? What really escalated the things is that whenever the extremists, the Islamists, right, whenever they are carrying out their random attacks, attacking people and killing people, burning or destroying properties and all that, right? You'll be hearing them shout, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. They actually killed a man in a video that I didn't bother share with you, right? So they mobbed the guy and killed the guy right in the center of the road in Jos, right, today. And they were shouting, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. So what other people usually do will be first, right, to resist them by also regrouping, picking up any form of weapons they can pick on, right? And most of the times, they also move to go and confront them in a way that mostly they will be kind of like divided by the police or the military or whoever they send over to calm them, all right? So that's exactly what was happening there. So those who didn't want to wait to be attacked by this extremist shouting Allah Akbar, here is one of them. Because according to this one, he's saying that, yeah, once the curfew is over, they will start the killings again. People like this are those who are carrying out the attacks. And guess what? If you are a Muslim like them, and you try to stop them and say what they are doing is wrong, they will lynch you too. Listen to this one.
Hey, kowa ma ya ci durin uwarsa a jihar Plateau. Duk wanda ya ce a zauna lafiya ƙarya yake, durin uwar daidai, durin uwar a daidaita. An gwamnati ta yi ta buɗe gari, kwana ɗaya ba wanda bare ci butsun uwarsa ba wanda bara mai kilero ɗinta ba. Ta ina za a ce mana an fi kashe musulmai kuma a zo a ce mana wa ƴan bandin ne. Ta ina ƴan bandin suka shigo har za su kashe musulmai ba su fara kashe ƴan uwansu arna ba. Ƙarya ne wannan, kawai an raina wa musulmai wayo ne, kuma manya-manyan musulman nan na garin Jos. Mun sani ci da gwamnati kuke, duk mun san komai, ƙarya ne wallahi. Kawai an ɗauki ran musulmi ba komai ba ne. Yau idan mu muka kashe musu ɗaya yau da yanzu garin Jos an shiga wani hali, an ƙona wannan, a kashe wannan, to an gama wannan abun fa. Wallahi sun gama wannan abun a garin Plateau. Daga wannan shekaran bari a buɗe gari, aka buɗe gari ba wanda bare ci butsun uwarsa ba, mun kashe kowa. Sai dai ko me za a yi an taɓa musulunci. Kai in gaya muku ma fa ko sabbai ma fa sun fita yaƙi ba, yaƙi halal ne ba. Duk wanda ya mutu a wajen yaƙi ya yi shahada, kar ku ji tsoron su, kan mu ji tsoron su. Butsun uwarsu kawai idan muka fita duk wanda muka samu mutu uwar.
Like you don't even have to understand everything he's saying. It's practically just bragging about the attacks they carried out today and warning them that if you think you can fight the Muslims, right, then you wait for it. You don't have an idea what is still coming, to you. There are many videos like that. And guess what? There are others too who are also making their own videos, sending their own threats, who are like claiming to be like Christians, threatening these other Muslims. So all these kind of like have this social media sort of welling it as well. This is where the government comes in, a responsible government. But you don't have one. Listen to their commissioner for information, the commissioner of information, Plateau State. She says she's there to assess the situation. By the way, yeah.
From the assessment of the situation on ground, we can see that yes, calm and normalcy have returned in the areas where we're having some troubleshoots, especially this spot where we stand, where it all started from, where the two communities were exchanging stones and throwing stones at each other, and the security operators have been able to bring the situation under control, and this is what we're experiencing at the moment. But I also want to use this opportunity to call that people should try and restrain themselves. I can understand that emotions are high, there's so much going on in the minds of people, but we must put on our responsibility to be able to not take the laws into our hands, and as much as possible do not give information that are unverifiable. What we're experiencing today is something that started as a result of the rumor that was peddled out, and we also got track of the information that hoodlums were trying to break into the market, and then people started running to protect their shops, and the next moment, they have started in social place, and this is the reaction that sparked out of all that we've been able to gather. But you can see there's a bit of calm now in these areas, but we would still expect more from both parties, even the security operatives, from us as citizens within the state, and from government. Everybody must be on his own to do the right thing at this point in time. I also want to report to you that while I speak on this spot, I received a message from somebody reporting to me that this is the live situation of what is going on this spot where I'm standing now. And this person in question is not even here. But you can see this is how these kind of informations go out. So please, let's be more responsible to this. This is the cheapest part for us. The peace that we need on the plateau, we have to protect it. Everybody must take the measure to protect it. It will be a call on our leaders, our traditional rulers, our religious leaders, our development chairman, youth and chairman, and all bodies, that we must be able to take the responsibility of ensuring that we spread the message of peace at this point. We cannot afford to drag Plateau back to where it has left so many decades ago. This is what we must protect with everything within us. Thank you very much.
Do you have any report of casualties?
At the moment we have not gotten any report as to casualties at the moment. However, if there's any, we would be able to report back to you that there are casualties. And as we speak, again, the security operatives are also meeting to review the curfew that we had earlier relaxed a bit. So that is also in view for us to guide us on the next step of action.
So the government relaxed the curfew without making provision for a possible sort of violence. And they also heard the rumor that there were some people planning to foment a trouble, but they just had to let it happen before they reacted to it. That's in Plateau State. So the military themselves are openly defending their policy. And it's not policy, but I don't know what they can call it. So they have a program where the terrorists who have killed Nigerians have been pardoned without facing any court appearance or so. So they call it Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor, where repentant terrorists are therefore rehabilitated and also reabsorbed back into the society. They have also been accused of hiring these repentant terrorists into Nigerian army. They've denied it before. They've stylishly kind of like confirmed it as well, and then denied it. But they are proud to tell you that for the past 10 years that they have been doing Operation Safe Corridor, they have not been able to receive a working intel on the activities of these terrorists. But yet, more and more people have been killed, and it seemed that the security agents themselves have become overwhelmed, very, very overwhelmed. Why wouldn't they? When you have your chief of army staff, chief of defense staff, openly telling you that the terrorists are also your brothers, they are also your citizens, and they will still be treated as Nigerians anyway, if they decide to take this their Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor, in a nutshell, is actually defined as the policy of the Nigerian military to free terrorists and jail activists. Talking about it can actually see you to jail. Asking them to answer questions around this madness can possibly end you your own freedom. They can take it away from you. And the characters like this are not only taking Nigerians for a ride, calling them fools. They are doing so with so much confidence that I can't really place it. Listen to this guy. I think he's their new spokesperson.
Operation Safe Corridor is not a place where you recruit people for the Nigerian army. The Nigerian army have its own set rules and procedures for recruiting people into the army. And one of the requirements is that once you have any criminal record, you can never join the Nigerian army. And I think by extension, any security agencies. Operation Safe Corridor is not a place where you reward criminality by spoon-feeding them. No. The traditional criminal justice system is running its course. Those that have been found guilty, they are being sentenced accordingly, and they are in the respective jails across the country. Let me make this very clear. The issue of low risk is not what Operation Safe Corridor decides. Operation Safe Corridor has 17 ministry departments and agencies supporting it, and other international UN organizations and others. So amongst the entities supporting the ministry department and agencies supporting Operation Safe Corridor, you have the Minister of Justice, which is responsible for screening all those that have surrendered or all those that were arrested. And in the process of the screening, they differentiate those who have no case to answer, those who were considered to, in their own way, victims also, like in those circumstances that I've highlighted the other time. So they classify those ones as low risk and hand them over to Operation Safe Corridor, because the question is, why don't just allow them to go straight back to and join the community? That will be difficult because they've already stayed in the bush. They've stayed with these criminals. Some of them, that is their first time of even witnessing somebody being killed. So the trauma and all those other bad things they have experienced makes it important that they are, administered some psychosocial therapy. Some of them are even into drugs, because we have the NDLA also among the ministry department and agencies supporting Operation Safe Corridor. The NDLA is there to ensure that those that have drug issues are weaned from their drug addiction. Then those that have traumas and all those things, we have experts from the Nigerian Correctional Center that deals with them, because they are the one responsible for the radicalization aspect. Then to ensure that they can be productive to the society by the time they are finishing their program at the center, you have skills and vocations that
ó dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tí ọpọlọ rẹ̀ yòrò tàbí ẹni tí Ọlọ́run fi síbi aláṣà àwọn ọpọlọ rẹ̀ bí ọpọlọ ikú ó jọ má bẹ́ẹ̀ tọpọlọ rẹ̀ ò tó nǹkan rárá tàbí ètò wà ń bẹ kó má tiẹ̀ wúlò má rárá.
I have not seen anything like this in my life. Terrorists are waging war against your country. And you said terrorists surrendered. I mean, there must be some records of these terrorists that surrendered. Where are their weapons? what else do you extract from them other than just begin to speak for them? Because that's what that's exactly what it was under Boko Haram. Nigerian army speaking for terrorists, telling us that they have a system where they are screening them to know how much of their participation. Oh, some of them were forced into it, and blah, blah. I mean, terrorists like Boko Haram fighters. What system did you put in place that gives you that kind of like a power to shield them from proper judicial prosecution of their crimes? Is it not after they have been convicted of their crimes that you can then start talking about rehabilitation? Is that not what the correctional facility are meant for? Prisons. So if you now have to have, I mean, if you want to have a special prison for these repentant terrorists, you must have extracted a lot. They must actually have provided you so much useful intels that would have helped you in decimating them. What is then the exact benefits of Nigeria from coughing out hundreds of billions of naira every year, rehabilitating those who continue to bleed Nigeria from north to south? Like, how is that sensible? Then what about the military who have actually lost their own members, soldiers, most of them who are like captured or ambushed or killed in action, right? As a soldier, like, how is that even like sensible for you to come and face the camera to defend a policy that there is no law that backs it? There is no law, no National Assembly legislation that says, right, this will be part of how they are going to combat the terrorism. So those who willingly come out and surrender, you don't just come out and say, I'm not doing terrorism again. Oh yeah, take me. That's not how it should work. There must be something. If not, you will be convicted of your crime. You should be convicted of your crime first. But these guys are not doing that. And also, they've been doing this for the past 10 years. Instead of the insecurity to reduce, look at Nigeria. This guy went on TV and he called terrorists, he called them the repentant clients. When I first heard that, I was like, is that a slip of, what do you mean by repentant clients? Terrorists are clients? On the mouth of spokesperson of the Nigerian army. You had to finish, trust me.
Also, the director of defense information also cleared the air on those aspects. So I would want us to focus on the Operation Safe Corridor aspect of the whole thing. Now to the question of reintegrated clients going to their community and fomenting trouble and joining groups that are causing trouble. I think the reality on the ground does not support that assertion, Rufai, because Operation Safe Corridor has a structured and well-developed system of screening clients and providing the psychosocial and other forms of support we provide for them. And at the end of their training at the DDR camp, we don't just insert them into the societies like that. The reintegration is even done by the various state governments. We only provide the environment conducive for them to be reintegrated into their communities. From there, the state governments, traditional rulers, and other key leaders, including the security agencies at the local level, continue the monitoring of the clients, ensuring that their behaviors are inconsistent with the training they have imbibed at Operation Safe Corridor. So I'm bold to say that no member of clients that has left Operation Safe Corridor has been found to foment trouble in their various communities, cutting across Edo State, Akwa Ibom in the south to Ebonyi in the southeast down to the north and and other parts of the country, even including our neighboring countries like Niger, Cameroon, Mali, Burkina Faso, and others. So I think one of my reasons of being here is to put this record straight, Rufai.
Okay.
Also,
nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
What is he talking about? They are no longer calling these terrorists anymore. They are no longer calling them, or they don't want to call them bandits anymore. The new appellation is reintegrated clients. About terrorists, the clients, or Nigerian army clients. Yeah? Then he started talking about they have reintegrated them back to Edo. So they are repentant terrorists they put in Edo. They rehabilitated them and they're in Akwa Ibom. What is he talking about? Operation Safe Corridor is specifically for the Boko Haram terrorists. Do you understand? Even the Fulani terrorists, they don't have any program for them per se. That one is negotiation. So what is he talking about that where they're reintegrated clients? I want to think the terrorists in reintegrated clients. What name have they not really called these terrorists in the last 10 years? First, they said it is farmers' others clashes. So he also mentioned Burkina Faso, Niger. So they are rehabilitating terrorists from Niger too. I mean, man. If you listen to guys like that, right, and that can give you an idea into the mind work of those who are supposed to have the intels to prevent terrorism attacks and protect people. When you listen to them talk like that, that's actually all you need to know. Now look at these charlatans, where you have government officials, military officers defending terrorists simply because you wanted to sound like, you know, the solution they are putting together. It's not working. It is not. You cannot say you have rehabilitated or reintegrated clients. I'm sorry, you have reintegrated. See, it's so confusing. You have reintegrated your clients, tens of thousands of them, but none of them could provide information, intelligence to use to further decimate the main core of the terrorists. So it's not working, but it's on TV. They are always like that. They'll be on TV. So we are just putting the record straight. We're just making sure that all the people who are carrying different, they do, you know, ask him to tell you the number of the rehabilitated terrorists. And please, could you please provide the data? Yeah, the data of all these reintegrated clients and where they are currently located. They can't. They can't. Because to them, everything is business. Even this terrorism is now business. A multi-billion-dollar business. It's not just the terrorists that are cashing out from this. Those who are supposed to neutralize them and destroy them are also cashing out from this. It's kind of like unfortunate though. But let's leave this for now and go to something else. Politics. Remember last week when it was rumored, so right now it's actually no longer a rumor, okay? So it was rumored that once Werey Wike grabbed the final part of the PDP, it was time for the likes of Solo Makinde Ibadan or Bala Mohammed of Bauchi. So either take the exits or kiss the ring, which means bow for Werey Wike in the PDP. So it was rumored then, even though it's no longer a rumor, it was rumored then that Bala chose to go to APC. And in fact, he was supposed to declare for APC last week, Tuesday. But somehow, that never happened. Simply because some people didn't want that to happen. He said it himself. So yesterday, in the government house of Bauchi, he hosted the ADC National Leader, David Mag, Babashir Lawal, the grass cutter, yeah, and others who went to him to invite him that, listen, if APC won't have you, come and join us. This morning, APC guys, all of them traveled to Bauchi, which means Thiefnubu is not even like satisfied yet with 32 state governors ahead of his 2027 plan. They wouldn't mind to have all of them in APC. Here you get, the more the merrier. Now I'm going to take you to Bauchi, the chat between Bala and the media, as well as what Babashir Lawal also told him he's expected to make a decision tomorrow. It's almost like a dawn time. They are all running against time right now with what Werey Wike did to all of them. Here, Bala and his guest yesterday, the ADC guys.
Excellency, Governor Bala Mohammed, considering that time is very limited for you to make a decision, are we expecting any formal announcement soon? When should
Usmania, the Executive Governor of Bauchi State, the Speaker of Bauchi State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Abubakar Y. Suleiman, the Chairman PDP Bauchi State, Pharmacist Samaila Adamu Burga, the Chief of Staff Government House, Dr. Aminu Hassan Gamawa, the Deputy National Chairman PDP Alhaji Hamza Koshe, the Principal Private Secretary to His Excellency and other members of the Bauchi State Executive Council, the leader of this esteemed delegation and the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Engineer Babachir David Lawal, and other distinguished members of his team. Your Excellency, we warmly welcome this esteemed delegation of distinguished personalities of exceptional standing in the political arena in Nigeria. And among the team led by the elder statesman and the former SDF, Engineer Babachir Lawal, we have the former minister in the Federation, Senator Malala Mbatagarawa. We have the former General and Senator Tunde Obeha. We have in our midst also Senator Abubakar Sadiq Yaradua. So at this juncture, I would like to request the leader of the team to state the mission of their visit to Bauchi State. So you are most welcome.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Bauchi State, the Speaker, Bauchi State House of Assembly, distinguished gentlemen and leaders of our members of our delegation, good afternoon. We are here in Bauchi today at the instance of our National Chairman, Senator David Mark, the National Chairman of African Democratic Congress. Senator Mark sent us here because he's fully aware that the coming battle between us in 2027 to elect new people to lead Nigeria can only be successful if all the various segments of the country that have good intentions and goodwill towards the Nigerians are able to unite to stand and resist the impending disaster that is waiting for us in 2027. We are fully aware that if we make a mistake and allow this government to continue post-2027, Nigeria will probably be no more as we know it. By then, we probably will be packing people of starvation in trailers. By then, we'll be packing people in trailers who are unable to afford medical services and everything. And the insurgency will get to the level that they'll be moving from bedroom to bedroom, harassing and killing and maiming people. So with this in mind, the Senator David Mark sent us to seek to speak to the Karam Bauchi to join the ADC because he's a noted fighter. He's a warrior, he's fearless, and his energies will contribute to what we already have in ADC. And so that's why we are here. We've had very fruitful discussions in a very friendly, brotherly manner. We understand the task before every Nigerian.
So they were there to ask Bala Mohammed to join them. And Bala Mohammed was like, you know what? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to make consultation. I'm going to consult other guys and the rest. So APC went to him today to say, hey, sorry, we didn't know you were serious that you wanted to join us. Come and join us. But guess what? An hour ago, INEC announced that they would discontinue recognizing David Mark-led ADC. Maybe I told you a few days ago or thereabout, right? That there are like 3 different court cases to make sure that Peter Obi and the rest of them in this ADC, right? They will likely not even have political party to contest by 2027. They have a court case that says that David Mark is not the chairman, that they came to hijack their party. So therefore, court should determine that, so I don't know if court has ruled now, but I have just seen it an hour ago on the channels that reported it, that INEC has now discontinued recognizing David Mark-led executive of ADC. So they're going to recognize the other guy. And the other guy is with Thiefnubu. You remember that guy? Yeah. So those who are still saying the people should possibly go and protest against Kolu, and they shouldn't call on this Atiku, Obi, Amechi, all of them to come out and lead the charge, the protest in that sense. I think you are about to go on a very, very busy, chaotic adventure. Because if Thiefnubu is so afraid of the opposition that he continues to use proxies to try to cut them to size or control them, I don't think that's going to really end well. But let's go back to Bauchi, Bala, and his response to a journalist. I'll tell you more about this, okay?
Excellency, Governor Bala Mohammed, considering that time is very limited for you to make a decision, are we expecting any formal announcement soon? When should we expect that? And then you also spoke about the reconciliation committee set up in PDP under Saraki. Did you meet with them, and what was the status of that meeting?
Well, the timeline, I will start with that. The timeline, we are very conscious of the timeline. Everything will be concluded by Thursday, so that we'll be able to be on the same page and not to exclude ourselves from participation. And so you will hear a firm commitment from us by Thursday when we would have met in Abuja. With all the parties, I said I have to carry everybody along. Regarding the reconciliation, I have done everything I could. I met the APC, even at the national level. I met the chairman of the APC because as a leader, I must open my flanks. And I even went to see Mr. President 3 times so that he will engender the reconciliation. Because we have somebody called Wike that is being used to destroy us. And in fact, he is causing so much disaffection. And the president was amenable to reconciliation. But by the time I came, I decided to even see Wike himself in his house. I swallowed my ego and met him. But what he told me was, he is already a conqueror. He has conquered us. He is taking all the position of the PDP. And what I was thinking, that the convention will not hold and will discontinue our litigations so that we can come to negotiation. But neither the presidency nor Wike or anybody called me. They went ahead with their ill-conceived convention, and as it is, anywhere you are, either you are on Wike's side or you are on my side, you run the risk of winning election and losing it in the court. Because even those caretaker committee that midwifed the convention, they have been discountenanced by the competent court of law, that is the Court of Appeal. And in our own case, our convention has been set aside. So we are not novices, we are not arrogant, we are law-abiding, we believe in the rule of law.
Excellency, Governor Bala Mohammed.
No, here is his own response, by the way, to Bashir Lawal, the grass cutter. Okay, as a response to their requests that come to us, the blah, the blah. Yeah, Bala.
Thank you, Your Excellency, our elder statesman, the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chief Babachir Lawal, and our elders from the ADC, starting with the former Honorable Minister, Distinguished Senator, and the two distinguished senators. My brother, the Speaker of the Bauchi State House of Assembly, the DNC, Deputy National Chairman of our battered party, the PDP, and of course the Chairman and other members. My colleagues, members of the press, the elder statesman has said it all. I'm here this morning with a delegation from the ADC headquarters, where my mentor, my boss, Senator David Mark, is leading, and he has sent an olive leaf to me to reconnect me with the umbilical cord of the opposition, where I have always emerged from. Certainly as a leader in the PDP, we have found ourselves really in a very serious ambivalence, where our party is headless, and of course I have pursued all avenues for reconciliation, but it has not worked. And our people are putting me under extreme pressure. And we have set up two committees, one in Abuja at the national level, because of my position as a leader of the party on the other side, and one here to look at where to go. We left all our options on the ground, including APC itself. But certainly we have discovered that we cannot be where we are not wanted. We have to find a place within the opposition. That is where our fate and political destiny is taking us to. And ADC appears to be a very enduring and of course luring and more acceptable platform by the people that are talking to me so far. But because I'm managing two constituencies, Bauchi and the Federation, we will try. If we are doing something, we do well. If we are doing well, we have to come together with all the parties, all the interests in the PDP at the national and subnational level. And that is where our discussion has taken long, but really we have told them we are amenable to joining them if certain things and conditions and negotiations are concluded, as well as other parties that we are looking for. But as of now, I think they are our preferred destination, but we have not concluded in a manner that we have to deepen stakeholding and collaboration so that we don't make mistakes. And that's where we are. We are very grateful for that recognition, because when you are facing a very serious political problem like ours, and somebody will offer a hand, we are very modest, and our humility said that we are nothing until we go to the field. We believe in winning election, and elections are done at the polling unit and won at the polling unit, and we are not scared of anybody. We have done all we could do to be able to go for self-preservation, escapism, and of course amiable political participation, but it is not working. Therefore, we have to face the challenges of this existential solution that is being provided.
Pursue their interests and everything that can guarantee their longevity in milking the public fund. He's got EFCC case himself, corruption case hanging on his head, and not just himself, on his wife and also his son, because of what they have done with the Bauchi state money. So to survive this, he would have to choose wisely. Today, it is being said that another group from the same ADC who were calling on the INEC to remove David Marcus, the chairman of the party, because they were never members of their party, blah, blah, blah. So they staged a protest in Abuja today, demanding for the removal of David Mark, and by 6 p.m. today, INEC has removed the name.
INEC, do the needful. 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 Of the greatest Nigerian people. Of the greatest Nigerian people. INEC, do the needful. 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 As political activists, if we stay behind without correcting the wrongs, history might not forgive us. What we are saying is a very simple something. INEC should comply with the order. ADC is a Nigerian political party. Yes. It is the duty of INEC to strengthen opposition parties in Nigeria. INEC should not allow innocent Nigerians to go and waste their funds. At the end of it all, we'll be having what happened in Zamfara in 2019 in every state in Nigeria. ADC is a formidable party. We are only anti-INEC. INEC, please do the needful. Enough is enough. You cannot allow innocent Nigerians to be punished by some unscrupulous element, greedy people who never want politics to strive in Nigeria. We have APC to contend with. There are PDP, there are other parties. It's INEC duty to regulate political parties. The laws are very clear. Nigeria is not a banana republic. A situation whereby an appeal court has given order for more than 5 days, for more than 2 weeks. INEC is still folding its hands. What is INEC waiting for? What is INEC waiting for? Is INEC wanting Nigerians to follow the long route? At the end of it all, we'll be blaming the laws. The laws are very clear. If the chairman of INEC, who happens to be an excellent, he knows the law better than we, the political activists. We don't see any reason. We don't see any reason why INEC of today cannot comply with an order.
So today, as it is in the eye of the law, by the order of the Court of Appeal Abuja Division, Honorable Nephew Bala Gombe is actually the chairman of ADC.
Just so you understand the trickery and the fuckery that is associated with this madness. All of you are presently preparing to go and get your PVC. In order to vote out a call, you also need to understand the legal lacunas, the legal pitfalls that they have set for this particular ADC. A man who founded ADC agreed that the party could be used as the coalition platform for 2027. So he went to an agreement with the articles and others, right? And he handed the party over to them. So there is other faction, or let's say other people who are also within the party who felt like, no, they would rather stay with Thiefnubu instead of using the platform to remove Thiefnubu. So those ones have now received, like the Abures, like the Lamidiots, Apampas, or Araban Bidiot, all those guys. Then they have found the same set of people within the ADC. And they have, I don't know how many court cases they have, but at least I know of 3, right? So out of these 3 court cases, what these legal lacunas mean is that David Mark, like those in PDP with Werey Wike, so David Mark Group, who is also the one that Peter Obi, Atiku, and the Kwakwans, all of these guys are currently working with, a single court order can just disqualify everybody. Yeah. And guess what? You will see people that will hail the judgment, and that is the end of Solomon Grundy. All the effort of want to remove Kolu, the blah, right? The end of the Solomon Grundy. Because when you don't have recognized group by INEC, that simply means all your forms, presidential form or governorship forms, all these the blah forms, right? They will become invalid. Yeah, they will be invalidated. And that's the fear of those in PDP. That is why most of those who ordinarily would never or can never actually stand with a Wike, they all have to swallow their own pride to go and bend the knees, because for their political survival, right? The recognized national body by INEC is the one, it's actually the one authorized to sign your interest form. And since their politics is about interest, or wherever their butter, their bread could be buttered, right? People's emotion or people's feelings won't really count. So what is going to happen to ADC if, for instance, like I said, one ready to play ball judge delivered a judgment, or their Supreme Court says, oh, yeah, Court of Appeal says David Mark is not the chairman, and that's Atiku's group, Obi's group. So what's going to happen next? Are they going to start looking for another new party? Or are they just going to say, man, this election is not going to hold? I don't know. Like, things are about to get so dramatical, so serious, and even more like chaotic. So this was Atiku and the Kwakwan's up earlier today, just kind of like catching up on their supposed reunion in ADC.
Your Excellency, I have come on behalf of the ADC as a political party and its membership to warmly embrace you, welcome you. We have come to assure you of our commitment. It is therefore time for us to come together, to unite, and to make sure that we restore good governance, development, security for everybody in this country.
All right. Let me, on behalf of my humble self and my family, welcome you to my house, and I feel very much honored by this visit. I was very much and pleasantly surprised this morning when a call was made that the whole Waziri was coming to see me. So I feel very much elated and I am so happy, and therefore very much welcome you, and through you, welcome everybody. Let me say that as we all know, we have joined the ADC, and I'm also happy to say that my humble self and our group are team players. We are ready to work together with all the members and all the leadership, members of the leadership of the party. And I am so happy that I can comfortably say that so far, so good. We have been working together with all the members at national level and of course in Kano. And we will continue to work with all of you so that by the grace of God, the party, our party, ADC, can win not only in Kano or Northwest or Northern Nigeria, but in the entire country. So once again, Your Excellency, you are very much welcome, and we look forward to working together with you and through you, all other friends in the party and even beyond. Thank you and God bless you.
So they are to work together to salvage Nigeria, especially from the APC. But will they be able to do that if they played them the judicial somersault? I believe they got the judicial tackle, where one single declaration, they may even just do it to further destabilize them. And then a Supreme Court ruling at the late hour will now say, no, David Mark and his group should be recognized. By then, they would have lost enough ground for all the whatever plans they probably have for 2027. So one of the viewers just said that it is a setup from the get-go. Like when, because people have said enough that Peter Obi is their real target, and the effort is to ensure that he is never on any ballot in 2027. Yeah. And it seemed that they might achieve, or they may achieve that if the signs that we are currently saying is eventually, or kind of like materializes. Okay, so yeah, they may achieve it. So if ADC, that the opposition kind of feels like is going to be their platform to launch this Save Nigeria, I mean a new Nigeria possible, if it becomes very much like legally compromised, that's it. So Kolu will have a free will, free walk. Or will they just let that happen? We shall see. In Kano, they are telling themselves that voting for Thiefnubu again is like voting for Bello Turuji. Voting for APC again is like voting back at these terrorists who have now become kings in Nigeria. A short one.
Alheri to Allah babu alheri. Jama'a a gurguje da zuba kai magana cewa duk mutumin da zai zabi APC a Najeriya daidai yake da zai zabi Bello Turji. Duk wanda zai zabi APC a Kano daidai yake da wanda uwarsa ta tsine masa. A gurguje Madugu ya shigo jam'iyyar nan dan abu biyu. Matsalar arewa, talauci, masifa da kuma rashin tsaro. Ya ce kuma na biyu abinda ya shigo da shi jam'iyyar nan muhimmi don ya koya wa matasa da jikoki cewa butulci ba sana'ar mutan Kano ba ce. Assalamu alaikum.
So ADC is where they are going to go to. Man, I don't know, like Thiefnubu can undo the backlash if, for instance, ADC guys of this David Mark got disqualified. I've never thought of that. And if that should be a scenario that finally kind of like happened, do you think Thiefnubu have the mileage to do that? Now that these guys who call themselves the heavyweights, right, are now in the same camp. And remember, the idea to stop Thiefnubu from rigging in 2027, according to these guys, is to ensure that these career criminals, right, are able to put to use their own expertise of, you know, election rigging, manipulations, and the rest of that. So it's just going to be iron for iron. When Thiefnubu's rigging machineries are in operation, their own rigging machinery will be in operation as well. So it will just be like, let the best rigger win. But if somebody technically just remove you from the game before you are even like ready to kick the first ball. You've been removed, disqualified. So what is that going to play out like at the end? And I mean, with these heavyweight guys be able to now say enough, they've had enough, right? And shut down the country until the right thing is done. They were all there. They were alive, reading this fake electoral reform that they just did. They were complaining, lamenting, but nobody could make any difference. None of them could actually like pull any levers, like to say, you know what, we are bringing out 5 million people tomorrow, and we're going to keep them on the street for the next 1 month until the National Assembly actually do the right thing. They didn't. They were just all commenting, hush commenting here and there. They were getting ready to participate in 2027 based on amended electoral acts, right? Despite all the noise of, oh, they want live result, they want this or that. They couldn't do anything. So right now, they are all preparing based on this new law set up by Thiefnubu, the one that does not reflect the general yearnings of the people, right? They did what they did, and they were like, take it or leave it. So now the opposition are willing to take it. They are talking about consensus. They are talking about all these things that are now in this new electoral act. They are ready to play the game according to Thiefnubu's rules. So if the court now remove them and say, listen, you didn't do this thing right, and right now you are not going to participate in the election in that sense, they are just going to turn to TV guests, making different kind of statements that are mostly like useless. Anyway, I'll leave that in my draft, okay, and wait that to actually happen. So the likes of Werey Wike, the kingmaker, he called himself. Here is him reading the Riot Act to his own followers. Because, you know, Werey Wike is doing what he called the Rainbow Coalition, meaning they are going to write the results of the elections. Okay, they have a way they are going to conduct it. There are places where they are going to let APC win, PDP win, but majorly they have to make sure that APC wins the majority. So if you are in their camp, right, don't count yourself as APC or PDP, just call yourself a Rainbow Coalition. So after the APC convention, right, and then a PDP convention, Werey Wike hosted both groups at his own house or his home in Abuja, where you had the APC and PDP, both coming from conventions for a certain purpose, right? And here is their master reading the Riot Act that he is not endorsed anybody yet for governor or for anything, right? When we get to that stage, we are going to deal with it because it will be written. Your name will be written before you can run for any election next year. And mind you, there is this new info where they said, you know, all these National Assembly guys who cross to APC, and even those ones who are already in APC, they are all to be returned unopposed, meaning they are all going to return back to National Assembly. Whether you are PDP now, and you may return as APC tomorrow, it depends on which other political party they write your name. It is ridiculous. That is the reality of Nigeria politics today.
So why I come when the press is here? So they will carry it, that is what I said. Not what they said. What I said is, I have not promised anybody I want that will do not. The only commitment I have made, and I made that commitment on behalf of myself and on their behalf. I thought you want to do that. The only commitment I have made on behalf of myself, my family, and you is that I'm going to support Bala Mohammed. I have asked you to anyone and anybody. If you know I'm not talking to you, if not talking to me, don't say it again that I'm endorsed. That's what I tell you very well. Very well. The day I said what I would do, nobody will even myself will tell you. You don't need to try and ask anybody. This one is going like this, one is going. and done it, you know. And then, not the, what do you call it? Sign body language. Body language. No, nobody is telling you that in body language. So the way the gap is that time, I was thinking that it's going to go change. I want you to go change. Not so long, everything is judged like the same time. Come and join me. And that is what for which you go and join. You go to a tenant and you go down to me. That means you have been in the house. So, I wouldn't do that. Watch it, see what's going on. Don't watch it. When you watch it, you make so everybody calm down. Calm down. When you are talking about money, it's not money that you want to do that. It's the unity, the commitment, everybody together. Now what let us to run the complete a job and complete a job. My brother so if we are not working together, we are not united, individual. And mind you, people are not happy that we are working together. So they will find anything to make sure we are. But what beyond to the person that we have been appointed, he goes back to Castle. Look at what those people are appointed as the deputy of his wife. And then very no. They were so ashamed. That didn't come out of that. What they are doing now is to go to heaven, cross somewhere, go there, cross somewhere. They can't look at me again and cross somewhere. Some of them are appointing people in the office. And I went down. Somebody look like this. Salute, sir. I'm willing to listen to what that. He's meant for that. He's not an agent.
Nuisance, Lele.
Keep talking about character. Like, what character does Werey Wike actually have? Like, Werey Wike is like, he's seeing himself as a symbol of what? Of good character. I don't understand. Like, political parties are supposed to have ideologies, Abi. APC, Egbekebe claimed to be progressives, Abi. PDP said they are what? Conservatives, Abi. But you all know they have no ideology. It is just about elections and occupying these positions and then figuring it out what is going to be the policy of their government. There is no political party kind of like ideology that then you can tailor your policies just next or around your ideology and people can know what you stand for. If I don't believe in that ideology, I don't join that political party. But no, that's not Nigeria. And they have admitted it anyway. They admitted to that. Said that, well, Nigeria is not matured to have a political ideology, political parties with political ideologies. Right now, it's just about survivor mode. And that's how they are running the country. Remember the Farin Gada mobile bank CEO, Gandola of Kano, who later became APC Chairman. Then he said, hey, he was stepping aside because Kolu wanted to get rid of him. So it was like he was stepping aside for health reason. Gandola has not been to the hospital after stepping down as APC Chairman, but he's been doing everything as well to remain relevant. Okay, so with this change of stuff in Kano, where Kwakwansop joined ADC from NNPP, and also the same NNPP governor, Abba, joined APC. But he was one of those who went to go and see Bala Mohammed of Bauchi today, asking him to not, don't join ADC, come and join APC. So this politics in Kano, where Kwakwansop supported Abba in NNPP, while Gandola was the governor, and he wanted his own G to succeed him. They call him Gawuna. So Gawuna scored over 800,000 votes in that Kano election, but Kwakwansop guys still won. Now you now see what happened. While Gawuna was waiting to be compensated by Kolu. Gandola couldn't really pull the string. They eventually made him chairman of one university or something. I don't know, something like that. So Gawuna seemed to have been used and dumped when he was actually waiting for 2027 as the time he will likely, that will be his chance now that Kwakwansop and Abba have scattered. But they played him because the arrangement they had with Abba in APC from before joining APC was that it will be returned like he's going to be the APC governorship candidate in Kano, automatically putting an end to this Gawuna's governorship ambition. But he didn't want to be caught in the cold, right? He himself left his own godfather, like Kwakwansop's godson left him for Gandola and Thiefnubu. Gawuna, who belongs to Gandola, has now left Gandola to join Kwakwansop in ADC. That switch. So Gandola himself was seen at the National Assembly yesterday when about 8 of Kano's House of Representatives members crossed over to the APC. So he was there. Somebody was supposed to be Gelu, right? Is the APC leader from Kano who was there to witness the crossover of the NNPP guys to APC. Then he had this to say.
Another batch of 9 members on NPP to APC. So you can see today, as far as we are concerned, it's a day of celebration. And 2027 is assured for Mr. President Bala Mohammed of Bauchi and also our executive governor, Engineer Kabir, and all our members of National Assembly and State Assembly. So it's something that we are really so happy today, and we thank them for that. And we thank Mr. President for providing an enabling environment for other political parties to see that APC has an enabling environment and APC has the climate of accommodating other members of other political parties. And we assure them of full integration into our party.
Talking about integration, with the party primaries coming very soon, do you see them kind of level playing grassroots level?
Of course. Of course, that is why we are talking of integration. That is we are now one. We are now a compound, not a mixture. If you know chemistry, you know the difference between a compound and a mixture. We are not a mixture, we are now a compound.
Okay, so thank you, sir. On the convention we had, do you think consensus is the best step for the party as an example?
Well, consensus has 2 stages. First of all, after consensus, there will be affirmation. So if there is consensus and affirmation, it's equally the same with the election, because it reduces some friction, it reduces some, I push you, you push me. It reduces some disagreements that may likely lead to anti-party in election period. So consensus is good.
Those are the guys who are going to deliver Kano for Kolu. So things are about to really get interesting. So a quick reminder to the viewers, if you are here up to this moment, okay, and you haven't really liked the broadcast, you could take a moment and do that. It won't take much of your time, right? So like the broadcast there, then we can continue. Families, especially the children of the suspected coup plotters. Remember, there was this botched or aborted coup against Thiefnubu in October 2025. The reason why Nigeria didn't celebrate 65th, how much? Yeah, 65th independence anniversary was because there was this uncovered plot to have him killed on the day of the independence parade. And many other people marked for elimination by a group of soldiers who claimed that they wanted to save Nigeria. We haven't seen them, but we have seen their names because they've disclosed their names. And they have locked them up without trial since September 2025, because they were supposed to carry out the coup in October. So they were caught, arrested, and they've been in detention since then. So their family members were like, they were not allowed to be seen. They are not allowed to be contacted. And they have no idea if they are even still alive. So they have been using the media to call the government's kind of like attention to let them see their loved ones and all that. Today they took their children to Abuja again to demand for an access to their loved ones who are currently in detention. They were 16 in number, but right now it's reported that the people involved were actually over 38. The families of the soldiers.
Let's justice prevail.
Our daddy. Justice for our daddy. Children are also demanding for justice, meaning Nigeria, I've said that before, right? I said that the only thing that is democratized in Nigeria is the shaggy. Nobody is spared, not even children. Unfortunately, for everyone who has been the victim of this misgovernance, bad governance and all that, right? For every one of us, you will tell that the children are those who are mostly affected. Children. So, if they plan coup and they are caught with evidence, you take them before the court and sentence them accordingly. That's what the law should have been like, but somehow they have decided to keep it as in-house. So you're only hearing about it, and that kind of made the whole coup plots and the coup and so the coup news and all that, right? It makes it more like a joke. Because a lot of us who grew up when Nigeria was still doing the coup counter coup. Remember that one, yeah? Bukwari said that, you remember when Nigeria was still doing the coup counter coup? I was born in that era too. And I understand perfectly what a coup means and a failed coup means. Do you understand? So, but these days, it seems like the civilian coup or the coup during civilian government is a different thing entirely, right? But yeah, that happened. The other thing that happened is just maybe not like an update now, okay? Thiefnubu, who received the approval of the National Assembly to go on ahead and take another 8.7 trillion naira loan. So far, it's been reported, I believe it's more than that too, but it's been reported that the Nigerians' debt, when this is added, will take Nigerians' debt to like 198 trillion naira. That is to tell you that Nigerian naira is actually not going to get any break anytime soon. The devaluation caused mainly because of these economic, poor economic policies, by the way, and corruption, and a lot, right? So we have the National Assembly that is not really willing to do its job, and the job of the National Assembly is to scrutinize stuff like this, ask questions on behalf of Nigerians to make sure that their interest is actually well protected. You get me now? Or these guys are making deals that continue to put Nigeria and Nigerians in the most precarious situations, right? Hardship that they continue to tell you is caused by others, not them. You get me now? So Akpabioli and his gang have shown it repeatedly, right? That, they will do anything for Kolu, even if it is going to be against the interest of millions of Nigerians, right? In one of their gathering, in one of the clips where Akpabioli said this to Kolu, was the moment Nigerians should have actually got the message that these guys are nothing but the exact weapons fashioned against you. And you know the prayer against that, right? They say it shouldn't prosper, but man, you would have to act with guys like this in charge.
We will continue to remain loyal. We will work with you for the good of this nation, because we know you mean well. I want to thank you for even the reforms that you have brought to bear. And the reforms, you did not bring them through any other group, except this group, the National Assembly, particularly the Senate. When we sit as matured minds, some of your old colleagues are here, even though you have gone above them now. Some of them are here. So once you bring something, there's something we normally say. I said, you can't kill a man's vision. He contested to be president of Nigeria, and he had his own format of what he wants to do and what he thinks the country should be like. Let us not say, oh, the motion or whatever bill has died in first reading. I'm sure you have noticed that nothing you have ever sent to us died in first reading, and it will never happen so long as we are here. So we normally sit down. They say we are rubber stamp, but they don't know that we sit down. We will continue to remain loyal.
Nothing you sent to us that will ever pass the first reading. That is an indictment. National Assembly of Nigeria that should be operating as a checks and balances for the executives, right? They are willing rubber stamps. They say we are rubber stamp. No, because whatever you bring to us, we sit down and we approve it. Is that not what the rubber stamping means? No scrutiny, no question asked. Just approve it. Get your own cut and let the country bleed and pay for it. Yeah. Nigeria was supposed to be making a lot of money. But Nigeria is not making any lot of money. It's all voodoo. Voodoo economy. It's called voodoo. And that is why they always give you excuses of why things are not working yet. They will tell you it's working, but they will tell you that, you know what, it has, you should be patient a little bit more, right? Same thing, the same playbook that they used under Bukwari for 8 years. They stole a decade from the lives of the young people that they will never get back again. 10 years, nice. Like 11 years. 11 years of your lives, especially those young people, right? Who are today, they have no purpose, they have no idea where they are headed. Because a government, a purposeless, a ruinous, a murderous group of people took over government. They stole that from you. This inflation that they've turned to game of a big game of cards, is something that ordinarily for a country that is well educated, right, is something that ordinarily should have caused a revolution in that country. When the government, criminals that took over government, decided to devalue the money in your pockets until majority of you finished all your savings and you started borrowing, you started begging for money. Inflation turned this your currency to almost a worthless piece of paper. And those who did that, they are saying they are doing well. The economy is fine. In Edo State, though, like those we saw in Bakwara, in Cross River State, right? 2 days ago. In Edo, these ones too are protesting against bad governance, hardship, economy, this or that. Yeah. Watch this.
Cannot remove in power. There is no body they cannot remove. Who is him not that they cannot remove him? So the masses are suffering. You are shouting our mandate will stand. While your mandate is standing for hungry, your mandate is standing for suffering, your mandate is standing for corruption, for thief, not for the people. That is where your mandate is standing. You will be shouting your mandate is standing. Look at what people are facing. A country that was blessed with numerous resources. Look at what people are suffering from. Look at it. People are suffering. Already you are telling us that we have 2.5 million votes they want to give him. Minus my own, the man we only have 2.499. That is what minus my own, he cannot have it. My own is out of it. Nobody can force me to vote. You understand? So look at what people are passing through. During working activities, people are passing through this type of fact. I can't even know how to just classify this situation. Now, few days ago, over 40 people were killed in Jos just because of bad leadership. 40 people were slaughtered, and they keep giving us a press conference every day. They will come out to give us press conference. Look at what people are going through every day. 40 people are slaughtered in Jos, and your leaders are not doing anything about it, and they are silent. They will only come out to do press conference at the end of the day after 40 people were slaughtered in Jos. That is a bad leadership. Every good leader values the life of citizens. So look at what we are facing today. Slaughter 40 people, they will only come out to do press conference. They have been doing conference for many years ago. Till now they keep doing press conference. Next year they will do press conference. So how long the press conference help us? Will conference deliver from this mess?
1 liter, $1.
Look at it.
1 liter, $1.
But TuFace disagrees. He was on this radio program, which was also like recorded, Your Niger, when he was asked about the situation of the country and all that. And he said things are very much better now than they were years ago. Remember that they sent this TuFace to India. They sent him to India to go and promote CNG buses. Yeah, they are the experts sent to India on behalf of Nigeria. And they did content around that to tell Nigerians the importance of, what do you call it, the CNG, right? And none of them has any CNG bus or CNG run machine in their homes, by the way. But to him, yeah, things are much better now than they were years ago.
One of your biggest songs, them, where I still they play till the in short, I they play almost all your songs. You know that one. Yes. Nah, it be like say, it be like say they won't tell us within they never tell us before. It be like say, now we did that political season again.
Yes, sir.
And at the same thing, yes, so and at the same thing they still they tell us.
I want to dance.
Another you dance again, you.
We did better off than so many years ago. If you check out.
We did better off than so many years ago. Yeah. No, make I quickly ask. Two Baba go enter politics.
You know, I did a vote no fight campaign.
Yes, I remember. Yeah. We did there.
Which required me to be non-partisan. But it's still on. But I'm going to take a breather. You know, and I go pitch my tent and I go try to work something. I'll try to work. Because I'll see where I pitch my tent. I personally appoint myself as ambassador of Nigeria to everywhere.
Ambassador of Nigeria to
I pitch my tent.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Yeah. So to him, things are much better now than they were years ago. And a lot of people disagree with that. Yeah. Few days ago, Omoyele Sowore was answering some program interviews, some interviews on some programs, so to say, right? And he was responding to questions around him being in Ibadan. And remembering what Sunday Ihoro said about anybody who doesn't support Thiefnubu shouldn't come to Ibadan, like a joking question. And then Shore said that, well, they should tell him that he's in Ibadan. In fact, he's in front of his house and he will do nothing. Well, Shore was actually in Ibadan, in fact, still in Ibadan, right? So he shared with us his time in Ibadan. It wasn't in one room. It was actually out there doing the, what do you call it, this jogging and exercise, so to say, with other people from the same city. He shared the clip this afternoon, and I want to put it out.
Yeah, keep on. Last minute. Keep on.
You don't carry the car inside. I don't know.
This is where we use so we need to follow
Sure. You remember that youth copper? His story went viral about 3-4 weeks ago when the terrorists that took him, right, were demanding for an extra ransom after the family paid 10 million naira ransom, also gave them 2 brand new motorcycles, right? And then the terrorists still failed to release him. And at a point, they even said that he's been killed. Well, he is not killed. So he's been released finally today from a phone call recorded and shared on the internet earlier today. Yeah. That's his face on his way home.
Hello, sir.
Abba, how are you?
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. Alhamdulillah.
It's a good thing to see that you're alive and you're good. All right.
Yes.
So I want you to thank.
Alhamdulillah.
I want you to thank Nigerians for me. See, Nigerians, we are solidly behind you. Every single Nigeria. See, all of them, they were solidly behind you, Abba. So I want you to thank them for me. You understand? I want you to thank Nigerians for me. Say thank you to Nigerians for me. Thank them for me.
Okay, sir.
All right.
So much. I really appreciate to all Nigerians.
Thank everybody.
Thank you so much, Nigeria.
Yes.
I really appreciate your help and support to me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Thank
and I'm going to speak after this.
Okay, thank Odogu Kiwi. Odogu Kiwi. Thank Odogu. Say Odogu Kiwi, thank you. He supported you with 1.8 million naira.
Odogu Kiwi, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support to me. Thank you.
Abba, God bless you.
Thank you.
Sure, you are going straight to the hospital and we'll make sure you'll be fine. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
He's a youth copper. And he's been in that captivity for months. All right? He's been in captivity. At a point, they started, crowdfunding to pay for his ransom. I have no idea how much they eventually gave, but I can tell you it should be in the range of over 20 million naira at most. I mean, at least, rather. So he's free now, and is currently being attended to medically. Same can be said that of El Rufaya, the Kaduna Little Finger. So after he was temporarily released to go and bury his mother, welcome some of his guests, he returned back to court yesterday. And from there again, he's been returned to the ICPC custody. They are probably discussing his bail application and all that. But for now, he was in and out back to their prison or custody. El Rufaya, the Kaduna Little Finger.
Follow is coming. Follow me. Mala is coming.
One senator wanted to hop into the same car with him while they take him back to their custody, and they prevented him from doing so. And he said he's a senator there, so get the hell out of here, something like that. As for the just crisis that we started this conversation with, right? This evening, it's going to like that their governor. Sorry, this afternoon. So their governor went on to go and brief Kolu. And Kolu have said that he's going to be visiting Jos, Plateau State, tomorrow, before he would then go to Lagos, then Ogun State, and a few other things that he also put a statement out, by the way. Here is their governor after meeting with Thiefnubu this afternoon.
You have just met with Mr. President on his own invitation. So,
well, the meeting was first of all for me to brief him firsthand about what actually happened, what are the steps we have taken, and to also offer suggestions. I mean, what are our plans going forward? Immediately, after the crisis, we convened a Security Council meeting. We've been able to agree on certain steps that we need to take. And the President, have briefed him, and the President has agreed that those steps should be taken. The President commiserates with the entire state, and as a matter of fact, he's contemplating coming to the state personally to commiserate with the people. It's something that has touched him personally, and he wants to show the people his love and affection for them. And so he has approved certain measures that we need to take further in conjunction with the security forces. What I can assure you is that this has become a decisive turning point that I'm sure going forward we're going to see more proactive actions.
Amen to that again. So thank you so much, everyone. This is where we are going to wrap it up or call it a night. So thank you so much for your time so far, everyone, a member of the Temple of Truth. And those of you who are seeing me, making sure that you make it up to the temple every now and then. So remember, as you are signing out, make sure you like, share the broadcast, and join me another time, right? It's going to be a good night from here. Odaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. ayé
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.